Under the blistering lights of Riyadh, the countdown has begun for a fight that feels less like a title defense and more like a chess match with fists. Canelo Alvarez, the reigning king of the super middleweights, isn't approaching Saturday night with arrogance or overconfidence. No, this time there's a different kind of energy coming off the Mexican. Quiet intensity. He knows what's waiting for him across the ring. William Scull, the undefeated IBF champion from Cuba, a fighter with slippery footwork, a long jab, and the kind of amateur pedigree that makes him a moving target wrapped in mystery. For Canelo, this isn't just another fight to rack up the number. It's a statement. It's a test of his patience, his timing, and his ability to impose his rhythm on a fighter who doesn't plan to give him anything. Speaking to DAZN ahead of the bout, Canelo made it clear he's not expecting to walk in and dominate. It's about being patient, he said, his tone calm, almost calculated. I'll take my time, find my moments, and break him down. It's that kind of strategic thinking that's made Canelo who he is, but let's not get it twisted. Beneath that calm exterior is a fighter itching to remind the world why he once ruled 4 divisions with iron fists. Commentator Sergio Mora laid it out bluntly when he spoke to Canelo. Cuban fighters are crafty, man. They're not going to stand in front of you and trade shots. This guy's going to make you work, move, jab, pivot. Are you ready to chase him down and go 12 hard rounds if you have to? Canelo didn't flinch. Yeah, I'll do whatever I need to do, he said, leaning back in his seat like a man's been here. If it takes 12, it takes 12. But I'll do my job. I always do. He wasn't selling drama. He was delivering a warning. And the truth is, Scull isn't showing up to be a highlight reel victim. The Cuban has made a career out of neutralizing danger, picking his moments, and slipping through fights with his unbeaten record intact. His style isn't explosive, it's suffocating. He doesn't come to brawl, he comes to frustrate. He's going to jab, circle, reset. He's going to test Canelo's patience, try to make him miss, try to get under his skin, and Canelo knows it. It's hard to knock out someone who doesn't want to fight, he said, almost as if warning fans not to expect fireworks. Berlanga did the same thing in our last fight, just survive. That's the hardest kind of fight. Still, that question lingers in the air like smoke before a storm. Can Canelo still finish? Chris Mannix didn't shy away from it when he sat across from the champ. It's been a while since we've seen you stop a guy. People are wondering, is the power still there? Are you chasing that knockout? Canelo didn't blink. Nah, I'm not chasing anything. You force the knockout, you lose your focus. I'm going to fight my fight. If the knockout comes, it comes. If not, I win the way I have to. There was no defensiveness in his answer, just cold clarity. He's not out here chasing ghosts. He's out here chasing greatness, but make no mistake, beneath all the talk of patience and game plans is a competitor who still craves the exclamation. Canelo's legacy is built on moments, flattening Kovalev, punishing Callum Smith, dismantling Billy Joe Saunders. Those nights were seismic, but they also feel like a different chapter. Now at 33, he's navigating a new reality. Fighters come in to survive, not to win. They want to say they went the distance with the legend. That's what Scull wants to dodge, frustrate, and hang. But what happens if Canelo cuts off the ring just right? What happens if one of those liver shots sneaks through? That's the real drama here, not just whether Canelo wins, but how. Because for all the belts and the accolades, the question fans keep asking is simple. Is the old Canelo still in there? The one who made opponents fold with a single left hook? Or is this the start of a slower, more tactical version of the champion still? Brilliant, but not quite as brutal. Saturday night might not give us a highlight reel, but it will give us answers. There's also something deeper going on here. This isn't just about styles, it's about stakes. For Canelo, legacy is always on the line. He's not just defending belts, he's defending an era. Every time he steps into the ring, he's fighting not just an opponent, but the shadow of his own greatness. For Scull, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. A win would rocket him from relative obscurity into the history books. He knows it, and he'll do everything to avoid getting drawn into Canelo's rhythm. It's also why this fight is happening in Riyadh, not Las Vegas. Saudi Arabia has become a new frontier for boxing's biggest nights. The money, the lights, the spectacle, it's all bigger, but so is the pressure. The world will be watching, and Canelo understands that better than any. In an era where every move gets dissected online, one misstep can shift the narrative. One off night and people start talking about the end, but that's never been Canelo's style. He doesn't fold under the spotlight, he sharpens under. And let's not forget the quiet fuel driving this: pride. Canelo is proud of where he's from, proud of what he's built, proud of the fact that he's still headlining cards while most of his peers are fading into the background. He hears the talk about Benavidez, about Andrade, about whether he's avoiding danger, but this isn't a man running from challenges. He's a man choosing them carefully. He sees Scull as a puzzle worth solving, and if he cracks it with style, all that noise will fade. As fight night approaches, there's a strange kind of tension building, not the kind that screams, but the kind that simmers. Will Canelo land that shot that sends a message to the division, or will Scull play spoiler, dance just out of reach, and force the champ into another tactical grind? Either way, the night promises clarity, and maybe, just maybe, a spark of the old fire. Because while Canelo says he's content to win on points, you get the sense he's itching for something more, something definitive. There's also something about William Scull that has quietly stirred the pot in the leaders fight. He's not flashy, not loud, and he hasn't leaned into trash talk to sell the moment. But that silence, that can be dangerous. Sometimes the quiet ones walk in with the most to prove. And make no mistake, Scull knows exactly what this opportunity means. A win over Canelo would change everything. It's not just about belts or a ranking. It's about launching himself from the shadows of the 168-pound division straight into the spot, beating a living legend. That's the kind of thing that redefines a fighter's career, and that alone makes him dangerous. Not because he's reckless, but because he's calculated, controlled, and absolutely all in. For Canelo, though, that kind of opponent is familiar territory. He's fought movers, he's fought punchers, he's fought guys who came to win and guys who just came to survive. But the challenge here isn't just technical, it's psychological. Scull won't present the kind of target that allows for highlight reel counter. He won't rush in carelessly. He'll make Canelo think, hesitate, reset, and when you're in a fight like that, frustration becomes the real enemy. It's what Canelo must fight through before he even gets to Scull. That's what makes this such a compelling matchup. It's not just physical, it's mental warfare. But even with all that said, there's something about Canelo this week that feels different. Not nervous, not unsure, just measured. Maybe it's the experience of years in the ring, or maybe it's that he understands what people are saying about the whispers that the power's not the same, that the hunger's faded, that the end might be closer than he'll admit. And that sting, not because he doubts himself, but because he spent his entire life proving people wrong. From the moment he turned pro as a teenager, he's been chasing greatness. Now, he's protecting. Every fight from here on out isn't just about winning, it's about legacy. So when the bell rings in Riyadh, don't be fooled by the slow start. Don't mistake patience for passivity. What you'll be watching is a man who knows exactly what's at stake, testing the waters, looking for his moment. And if Canelo finds it, if he times that perfect uppercut or slams home a left hook to the body, it could change everything in an instant. That's the beauty of a Canelo fight. 1 second, he's walking you down with calm precision. The next, the arena erupts. He may not say it out loud, but deep down, Canelo wants that eruption. He wants to shut everyone up the only way he knows how, with his fists.